Hey, this is Gene. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, and I just want you to tell me what you think is more probable, and we'll talk about it in the comments. This video is not to offend anybody. It's just a question that I have after talking and do my research on these areas. I just wonder what you think is more probable, and I will hope that you don't take any emotion of it. Take my scenarios, research it, and come back and tell me what you think is more probable, let's say. In the 1940s, the Germans, under the Nazi Party, built many concentration camps around Poland, some in Germany, and each of these, without fail, each of them all had a area that they deloused people. They fumigated them to get the parasites off of them, because during that time typhus was a big issue. And it became a huge issue at the end of the war as well, but it was happening there as well. When you have a whole lot of people together and you couldn't deal with the parasites, they had to continually do this stuff. Do you think the scenario is that once these people went to these camps, that they went straight to these delousing chambers, took showers and stuff, and their clothes were then moved over to another facility that was then used to I'd like to say gas, but be fumigated like you would do if you were if you had a rat infection in your house. You would have those bombs in the house with cyanide, kill everything in there. You have to wait a couple days to go back to the house, but everything would be killed. And then they used, once they did this and they fumigated the clothing, that they used their crematorium to burn those issues, the clothing and that type of stuff. Or do you think the other thing is you got off the train and the guard said, we'll keep you over here and you live. The rest of you go down here. We're going to go to a place that looks like a shower, but inside the shower there's going to be these pellets that'll come through and you end up dying. And then they're going to use all these crematoriums to actually burn the victims of this. So that's my question. What do you think is more probable? I think most people know where I think it's at. I think it's pretty clear that, again, this is just me, and I'm not trying to influence what you have to say, but I think it's pretty clear when you look at the brood plants of all the different quote-unquote death camps, that there was areas that this is what happened. When they came in, they take off their clothes, they put in these areas, they get fumigated, they go to the showers, they do something to get all the shit off of them, they use this Zyklon B for this stuff, and then the clothes went to the crematoriums and they burned the clothes. That's what I think happens. Now, again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I think it's pretty clear this is really what happened. And I think what happens is people saw these things, they saw certain things, and their mind, or they heard stories about stuff, people going into these showers and never coming out, when probably these people were actually moved to other parts of the concentration camps and didn't see them again. So these stories kind of went through everything, and they pretty much stood there for 20-25 years. And then in the late 70s, all this came out again, because it wasn't talked about in Nuremberg at all when it comes to gassing anybody. So please let me know down below what you think is more probable. Now, it could still not be probable. You could say, you know what, it's more probable that all that the Germans were trying to do was just to make sure there's no typhus in the camps, and they didn't want to do this. But you can still believe, or you think that they still did the other thing, that there was a systematic plan to eradicate all the European Jews by Hitler, and everybody knew this, and this is what part of those camps were. They were not there just to help or work for the Reich. That they in fact were just that. They're just death camps, and eventually this is what everybody in those camps were eventually going to die, because they were undesirable. And that's fine. I just want what you think is more probable. Okay, thank you for watching. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Goodbye.